You found the risk. Now what? Not panic, not controls, not spending money assessment, because a risk that isn't understood cannot be managed. You've identified the threat, you've identified the asset, you've identified the weakness. Now leadership asks, how serious is it? That's assessment, not guessing, not assumptions, not fear. Assessment transforms uncertainty into decisions, because every risk competes for resources. Every department wants attention, every team wants budget. Assessment helps leaders decide what matters most, what happens first, what gets funded, what gets accepted. Understand it before you treat it, measure it before you manage it. Likelihood, impact, likelihood, impact. How likely, how severe? That's the assessment mindset. Likelihood, impact. Likelihood, impact, likelihood, impact. Risk before controls. Assessment before action. Governance before technology. That's the CRISC mentality. How likely is the event? That's the question, not whether it's possible. Anything is possible. CRISC wants probability. Has it happened before? Are threats acted today? Are controls effective? How exposes the environment? Strong threat activity, likelihood rises. Weak controls, likelihood rises. Known exploitation, likelihood rises. Mature safeguards, likelihood falls. Assessment is evidence, not opinion. Measure the probability, measure the consequence. Risk before controls. Assessment before action. Impact. Now measure the damage. What happens if the risk becomes reality? Revenue loss, operational disruption, customer harm, regulatory penalties, brand damage, strategic delay. Some impacts are immediate, some impacts unfold over time. CRISC doesn't stop at technology. The server outage isn't the impact. The business consequence is the impact. The compromise account isn't the impact. The operational loss is the impact. Always follow the chain. Technology, event, business consequence, leadership, impact.
Follow the outcome, follow the consequence.
Think like leadership.
Likelihood, impact.
Technology creates events. Business experience impact. Technology creates events. Business experience impact. Governance before technology. Business before security. That's the CRISC mentality. Two ways to assess: qualitative, quantitative, high, medium, low, simple, fast, effective. Qualitative helps prioritize. Quantitative adds number, single loss expectancy, annual rate of occurrence, annual loss expectancy, annual loss expectancy, annual loss expectancy, annual ALE again, SLE, ARO, expected financial exposure, expected business loss, expected annual risk. Numbers support decisions, but numbers alone don't decide. Business context decides. SLE, ARO, expected loss today. Expected loss today. Expected annual exposure. Expected annual exposure. Likelihood, impact.
Likelihood, impact.
Risk before controls.
Likelihood, impact.
Risk before controls.
Likelihood, impact.
Risk before controls.
Likelihood, impact.
Risk before controls. Assessment. Through analysis, assessment becomes leadership. Not every risk gets equal treatment. Some risk threaten strategy, some risk threaten operations, some risk threaten compliance, some risk barely matter. Assessment creates prioritization drive response drives investment. Investment drives protection. The purpose isn't perfect scoring, the purpose is better decisions. A mature organization understands resources are limited, attention is limited. Assessment helps focus effort where it matters most. Picture insignificant vulnerability is discovered. What should happen next? Deploy controls immediately. Wrong. Purchase technology. Wrong. Escalate to the board. Not yet.
Likelihood, impact.
Business consequence.
Likelihood, impact.
Risk before controls. How likely? How severe? How likely? How severe?
Likelihood.
Risk before controls. Assessment.
What comes before controls?
Assessment. Likelihood. Impact.
What comes before controls?
Assessment. What does SLE mean? single loss expectancy. What does ARO mean? Annual rate of occurrence. What does ALE mean? Annual loss expectancy. Technology creates what? Events. Business experience is what? Impact. What comes before action? Analysis. Cybersecurity beats. Risk assessment. Understand the risk, then manage the risk.